I struggle to say these things sometimes because I know that everybody has a very different experience, and there's a lot of people out there who I know would hear something like this and say, no, it's a horrible thing. Don't give it any kind of light. There's nothing good about this. And no, there's nothing good about cancer. I'm not grateful that I got it. It's not a gift that I got it. But like I said, I'll be damned if I let it ruin my life.
No, it's exactly right.
Capacity.
It's exactly right. The demons, those voices are still around us, but we just navigate that differently this time around. I feel the same way. I had to get to my 40s to finally get that.
Yeah.
But hey, we all have our journeys.
You got there though.
I got there. Not that I got to the nirvana. We never do, right? It doesn't exist. But I feel more confident, and I feel hearing you and others that I speak for Mind Bloom as well. It is similar how you hear these diagnoses. And you're like, oh, okay, so I have surgery now. Okay, I can do that. And then what? And then what? And then we wait for the biopsy. And then what? And it is manageable. Yeah. And as long as and like you were saying, I'm not making any sense either, but like you were saying, we've been in worse moments in our lives, mentally speaking, than when we were diagnosed with something complicated.
Yeah.
As cancer.
Totally. And the thing is that I was thinking about this earlier, actually, how it's almost for your ego, it's safer to live in that dark place.
Yeah.
Your ego loves the drama.
Yeah.
And for so long, when I was in really, really bad way mentally when I was younger, in my 20s and up until probably my early 30s, and really just not a good way, and it got to the point where it was a comfort zone. And when I was in therapy and when I was really trying to make a concerted effort to change that story, I would fall back all the time.
Yeah.
Every opportunity to go into it because it's comfortable. It got to the point where I said, you know what? I actually understand life and myself and feel safer and more comfortable when I'm in that hole. And even now, it's a conscious every day. Every day I have to make choices that say, no, that's not true. That's not the story. That is not your story. And eventually it becomes easier. And then some days it's really damn hard and I just want to curl up and die, literally. and because I've been there too, where I've just, not to get too dark, but where I wouldn't really care if I didn't wake up. And then you get diagnosed with cancer and you're like, actually, I do care if I wake up. I want to wake up. It's a gift to wake up. But the thing with the cancer and what I noticed when I was starting to go into that dark place again, it was the same thing where I thought, it's actually easier for me to stay here. This is familiar territory. I can stay here and it feels comfortable and warm and
quiet.
I know this. I understand this. This is easy. It's a lot easier to stay there, even though it doesn't feel easy. And somebody might be listening to this saying, you crazy girl, like this is not easy, but I'm sure there's plenty of people who understand what I'm saying. And actually I decided I don't want to live in that place anymore. Yeah. It's not worth it. There's too many good things out there. Too many, I can't control what happens in the future. I can't control what happens in the past. I can control where I'm at right now. I can choose where I'm at here. So that's that.
No, it's perfect. And putting things into perspective is also great. And that's where hiking and being in nature helps, because you are just one piece of in this whole universe and this nature, and this flower right here in this tree are as important and are as part of this cycle as you. So you don't really matter that much. Not dismissing the importance of the individual. No, but
I'm my own person.
But it's putting
flower.
But it's putting things into perspective. Yeah, yes, you are a flower. Yes, you are.
No, it's so true.
Yeah. Of
and
course,
to use the kind of cliche. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, I was not at all articulate saying this, but
no.
It helps. Some people will do that with looking at the stars and yeah, the planets, whatever. It's like, oh, I'm such a tiny little thing. And it's not that we don't matter. It's that we're all one. We're all in unison, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need the plant, and we need the dog, and we need the sourdough bread, and we need to, and those things make up who we are. And the cancer does too, and the surgeries do too, and love and breakups and whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
totally. One of the things that I love to do, I'm a total tree hugger. I love to look at trees. I hug trees when I can. Like literally, my husband is like, "What is wrong with you?" and I'll say, "Take a picture of me hugging this tree." He's like, "Nope, not again. I don't know you." No, he's used to it now. But I've got him hugging trees too. But to kind of use the cliche of, this time of year, at least in the northern hemisphere right now, the trees are changing colors, the leaves fall down, they let go, and they change, they evolve, they grow. They have a season where some things bloom, and then it dies and they rise back up. And we're the same. We're literally made of the same things. If you look at what all the natural world is created of, what the compounds and chemicals within it are, we're all made of the same stuff. Yeah. Why are we any different than the trees then?
Not at all.
We'll bloom, our minds will bloom, and then we'll have a season of contraction. It's the same thing with the breath. You breathe in, you expand, and then you exhale. Your body contracts, and then you open and you close. And it's all a symbiotic relationship. You're saying we need this, we need that. Even with the trees, we breathe out oxygen. We breathe in oxygen, which comes from the trees. And we breathe out carbon dioxide, which the trees absorb. And it's one big collective. We're all part of the same system. And we'd be really well served to remember that.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. But I was so
I could easily shift into a whole talk about climate change, but I'm not going to go there. That's another podcast.
I started reading Bill Bryson's The Body that you recommended. Yes. Yeah, and it was, well, I read the first couple of few pages, and it was so interesting to say, oh my gosh, yeah, this is it. We're oxygen and hydrogen. That's it. A little bit of carbon. And poof, here we are. And yet no two human beings are the same. Unbelievable. No two cancers are the same. And obviously no two minds are the same. We should not worry about whether other people are going to get what depression or anxiety feel for us, because they may never. It may be a different scenario for them. Yeah. And
everybody's on their own path. Everyone has their own lessons to learn, their own, discoveries to make about themselves and the world. And, no two journeys are the same. Everything is different. So, and, all the stuff that I'm saying too, like if I had heard someone say some of this stuff 10 years ago, I would have just.
Exactly.
Wasn't where I was at then.
Exactly.
We're all different. We always say in yoga, in classes, don't compare to the person on the mat next to you. You know, you might see somebody with their heels on the floor in the downward dog while your heels are way up high, but you don't know how long they've been on that road. You don't know what they did to get there. You don't know what's going on in their lives, and vice versa. They could look at you and they don't know. We don't know. So we're all at different stages of the journey of life. I hate using the word journey, mainly because, again, I've talked about my mom a lot here, and my mom hates the word journey. So sorry, Mom, I've used that word about 5 times today.
I'll beep them out, all of them. Beep, beep.
It's like a 4-letter word for her.
Journey. No, I definitely, and I don't think I did that. I don't do it. I don't say the cancer journey and all of that. It's disgusting. It's hard to find another word, but I guess
I know
your experience
it's just such an apt word. It describes it so well, but why can't there be a better word?
Your cancer, I don't know, roller coaster or train wreck or it's complicated. Diagnosis, that's just, yeah. The other day I was also dabbling with, doing the Instagram posts, and there's all this thing. Is it a thriver? Is it a survivor? Is it, all that fighter, whatever? And I'm like, maybe can I just call people cancer patients? Like,
I know.
Where did we all go?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. On my profile, I wrote breast cancer thriver, but it doesn't feel right. Every time I see it, I cringe a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's not right. But then
what are you gonna say? Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable using the word survivor. I don't know. I don't usually get hung up on words, and I don't like to give words that much power. But for some reason, that word I'm really struggling with. I can't refer to myself, even though technically I'm a survivor. I don't know. I think I'm just maybe superstition. I'm just too afraid to actually use the word. So I don't know what to say, because I'm not a patient anymore either, really.
Exactly.
But I'm not. So do I just write like breast cancer person? I don't know. Person who has been affected by breast cancer. There's not
individual.
There's not enough characters allowed in the Instagram profile for me to write that.
We'll just assign you a number. How about that?
Yeah.
Individual 004.
Yeah, right. Breast cancer individual number, whatever.
I know, God. It's complicated. It's very, very and political. And very political. It's like wearing a mask and all that. Now. Everything is political. Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that one. It's like I initially, for the first until July, I think it was, in the hospital, we didn't have to wear a mask. Like when I first started, even in May, when I first started going, it wasn't mandatory. Staff were all wearing masks, but I would see people inside the hospital who weren't wearing masks yet.
The UK was confusing for me over here.
It's so confusing.
Because we could see...
It's confusing for me here.
Yeah. We could see the numbers rising, and we could see Italy and Spain and France going awry, and England. Everyone was just like chilling, and it's complicated.
Keep calm, carry on. Yeah. As they say.
Exactly. Let's wrap up nicely with a nice little bow. Okay. Yes. Aviva, this was so much fun. I want to do this again, and we will.
Yes. We'll do it soon. I'll do that, and I'll give you your angel card reading.
I want that. We'll do it live on the podcast.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a whole reading. I can do a collective reading for your listeners.
Oh, don't get me started. Yes.
I'm happy to do it.
We'll do it maybe like around New Year or around the end of the year or something.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, totally. Because it can't just be breast cancer. No, I mean,
no. There's more to life.
There's more to life. For sure.
So sick of it. Who wants to talk about breast cancer anyway? Just kidding. Talk about it.
No, I know. And mental health.
I think it's amazing that you talk about both. They're both such important subjects, and really need to be spoken more about.
It's I think just without even, I was just following my intuition, but I think I struck a nerve there. People are just going crazy about it. It's so interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing. In fact, today, yeah, I'm gonna post just now about it. So stay tuned. And thank you, Aviva.
Keep doing that good work.
Yeah, you too. You stay well. Be well.